Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. In his final years, Sly Stone found a quiet joy, watching his grandchildren laugh, feeling the sunlight stream through California windows, and knowing that his music still echoed across generations. Though his life's path twisted through storm and silence, it always led back to one powerful truth. His songs changed the world. Born Sylvester Stewart in 1943, Sly grew up surrounded by music, mastering instruments with his siblings in Vallejo, California. But it was in the late 1960s that he rewrote music history. With Sly and the Family Stone, he introduced a sound unlike any other, bold, inclusive, revolutionary. Their performances at Woodstock and Harlem's Summer of Soul weren't just concerts, they were cultural milestones. Songs like Stand, Family Affair, and Thank You, Verlaten me be myself again, became calls for unity, pride, and celebration in a divided era. The band's lineup, black and white, men and women, was a radical vision of harmony. Sly's music moved hearts and sparked conversations, but behind the brilliance, he faced battles, personal, professional, and physical. As years passed, he retreated from public life, facing challenges that tested his strength. Still, his artistry endured. In recent years, Sly shared his story through a candid autobiography and was honored in a documentary capturing both his genius and his humanity. Surrounded by family, he peacefully transitioned following a long journey with chronic health conditions. Sly Stone's voice still rings through speakers and memories. He gave the world rhythm, honesty, and soul. And in every beat, he reminded us, the power of music lies not just in sound, but in truth, courage, and connection. Frederick Forsyth's life was a masterclass in bold living and timeless storytelling. Born on August 25, 1938, in Kent, England, Forsyth grew up fascinated by the skies above, dreaming first of flight, then of the words that would one day carry his stories around the world. Before he ever put pen to paper, he flew fighter jets for the Royal Air Force and reported from front lines as a foreign correspondent, witnessing history from the ground up. His first novel, The Day of the Jackal, arrived in 1971 with a quiet intensity. Written in just over a month while he was between jobs, the book captured readers with its precision, political tension, and gripping authenticity. It stayed atop the bestseller list for weeks and sparked a successful film adaptation. Forsyth's stories weren't imagined. They were lived, grounded in the worlds of espionage, conflict, and diplomacy he knew firsthand. Titles like The Odessa File, The Dogs of War, and The Fourth Protocol followed, each cementing his reputation as a writer of serious intrigue, unafraid to tackle weighty themes through compelling characters and fast-moving plots. His writing remained remarkably consistent, both in quality and discipline, always typed on a traditional machine, never straying far from fact. Frederick Forsyth passed away peacefully at home on June 9, 2025, at age 86. The announcement was made by his longtime literary agency. His legacy includes more than just best-selling novels and acclaimed adaptations. It lives in the way he challenged readers to think critically, to observe closely, and to appreciate the art of a well-told story. To those who cherished his work, Frederick Forsyth wasn't just a writer. He was a witness, a craftsman, and above all, a storyteller of the highest order. Breaking news. Today, we take a heartfelt journey into the life of a true musical icon, one who has not only shaped the sound of generations, but has also overcome extraordinary physical challenges with grace, resilience, and unwavering optimism. Stevie Wonder, a man whose music continues to echo across decades, has not only inspired millions with his lyrics and melodies, but with his strength in the face of lifelong adversity. How much do you really know about the remarkable story behind those unforgettable songs? Share your reflections in the comments as we explore Stevie's triumphs, trials, and his enduring legacy. Born on May 13, 1950, in Saginaw, Michigan, Stevie Wonder entered the world more than 6 weeks premature. Due to complications from the high-oxygen incubators used at the time, Stevie lost his sight within weeks of birth. Diagnosed with retinopathy of prematurity, he would never see the world around him, but he would feel it, hear it, and ultimately reflect it more clearly than most could ever imagine. From an early age, Stevie demonstrated an extraordinary ability to connect with sound. He learned to play piano, harmonica, drums, and bass before most children learned to ride a bicycle. His talent was not merely impressive, it was otherworldly. At just 11 years old, he signed with Motown's Tamla label, becoming known to the world as Little Stevie Wonder. What were you doing at 11? Could you imagine shouldering the weight of stardom at that age? By 13, Stevie had his first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with the live recording of Fingertips. It was the beginning of a career that would defy expectations, expand genres, and touch hearts across the globe. But Stevie's story is not just one of talent, it is one of constant reinvention, creative rebellion, and bold independence. As he transitioned from child prodigy to adult artist, Stevie negotiated a new contract with Motown in the 1970s, one that gave him full artistic control. This move, nearly unheard of at the time for a black artist, allowed him to release a string of albums that are still considered among the greatest in music history: Talking Book, Inner Visions, Fulfillingness First Finale, and Songs in the Key of Life. Each album was a statement, not just of musical genius, but of vision, purpose, and social awareness. What is your favorite Stevie Wonder song? Is it the funky confidence of Superstition, the tender sweetness of Isn't She Lovely, or the stirring depth of Living for the City? Stevie Wonder did not just write songs, he wrote movements. His lyrics addressed injustice, racism, love, loss, hope, and faith. In 1980, he became a key figure in the movement to make Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday a national holiday. He performed at rallies, met with politicians, and used his fame to bring about real change. In 1983, President Ronald Reagan signed the bill into law. Stevie's activism, always peaceful and purposeful, has remained a core part of who he is. But behind the applause and accolades, there have been moments of personal struggle. In 1973, Stevie was in a serious car accident that left him in a coma for several days. The incident caused temporary loss of taste and smell, and it shook him deeply. He later said that the experience changed him, that it deepened his sense of purpose and reinforced his belief in using music as a force for good. Decades later, another challenge emerged. In July 2019, during a performance in London's Hyde Park, Stevie announced to the audience that he would be undergoing a kidney transplant. The news came after months of speculation about his health, and in true Stevie Wonder fashion, he addressed the concern directly and with courage. "I am all good. I have a donor. I am going to be fine." The transplant was completed later that year. In October 2020, Stevie spoke publicly about the experience for the first time, saying he felt reborn and full of energy. That same day, he released 2 new songs and launched his own label, So What the Fuss Music. It was a triumphant return, quiet yet powerful, proof that not even a major health event could stop him from creating. Have you ever known someone who faced a major health challenge and came back stronger? What does Stevie's determination teach us about resilience? Even as he entered his 70s, Stevie Wonder never stopped evolving. His music remains timeless not only because of its sound, but because of its soul. From Motown pop to funk, soul, gospel, and even reggae influences, Stevie has never been confined to one genre, one message, or one moment. He has always moved forward, and he has done so with integrity. Throughout his career, Stevie Wonder has remained untouched by scandal. His private life, guarded but grounded, has focused on family, spirituality, and service. As a father of 9, he speaks often about the importance of parenting, love, and legacy. Despite decades in the public eye, he has maintained a reputation built not on flash, but on faith. In 2024, he sat down with former President Barack Obama for a podcast episode reflecting on music, hope, and life's deeper meanings. Obama told Stevie, "Your optimism gave me hope." And indeed, it is that optimism, steady, soulful, unwavering, that continues to inspire. What gives you hope in uncertain times? Could it be the sound of a familiar melody or the voice of an artist who has always sung the truth? Stevie Wonder's legacy is not defined by charts or awards, though he has plenty of both. It is defined by his ability to feel deeply and express it beautifully, to face limitations with grace, and to inspire through every high note and heartfelt lyric. His journey is one of light in the darkness, music in the silence, and strength in vulnerability. At over 70 years old, after more than 6 decades in the music industry, Stevie continues to prove that vision is not about sight. It is about insight. So as we reflect on the extraordinary life and career of Stevie Wonder, let us celebrate more than his genius. Let us celebrate his humanity, his resilience, and his unwavering belief in a better world. What message has Stevie's music given you over the years? Share your favorite memory or song in the comments below. And if his story has touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let us continue to honor legends who not only entertained us, but reminded us of who we are and who we can become. Richard Chamberlain, a beloved icon of American television and theater, was born on March 31, 1934, in Beverly Hills, California. From the moment he stepped onto the screen as the compassionate Dr. Kildare in the 1960s, Richard captured the hearts of millions. His warmth, dignity, and unmistakable talent made him a cherished presence in homes across the country. Though he quickly became a household name, Richard's journey was not without hardship. Behind the polished charm and striking appearance was a man carrying the weight of private struggles. In an era when image meant everything, he quietly bore the pressure of expectation, all while working tirelessly to be taken seriously as a dramatic actor. With time, courage, and grace, Richard moved beyond the confines of early fame, embracing complex roles in powerful miniseries like Shogun and The Thornbirds. His performances earned him Golden Globe honors and the admiration of audiences worldwide. In later years, Richard continued to reinvent himself, bringing depth to classical theater and lending his voice to the stage with elegance. Off-screen, he found solace and enduring friendship in his longtime partner, Martin Rabbitt. Together, they built a life of creativity, compassion, and quiet strength in Hawaii. On March 29, 2025, Richard passed away in Waimanalo, Hawaii, from complications following a stroke just 2 days before his 91st birthday. Though he has gone on from this life, the mark he left, in his artistry, his perseverance, and his humanity, remains deeply etched in the hearts of those who admired him. Richard Chamberlain's legacy is one of resilience, brilliance, and timeless grace. He will forever be remembered. George Wendt, a familiar face in living rooms across America, brought comfort, humor, and heart to millions through his role as Norm Peterson on the long-running sitcom Cheers. From 1982 to 1993, George appeared in all 275 episodes of the beloved NBC show, earning 6 Emmy nominations and countless smiles along the way. Born with an everyman charm and unmatched comedic timing, George had the rare gift of making audiences feel like they truly knew him. Whether delivering a witty one-liner or simply walking through the bar's door to the chorus of "Norm," he became more than a character. He became family to viewers. George's road to success was paved with hard work and quiet resilience. Behind his signature smile was a deep commitment to his craft. Even in his later years, he remained active in entertainment, reuniting with his Cheers co-stars and performing alongside his nephew, actor Jason Sudeikis. His presence was always one of warmth, generosity, and gentle humor. In the final chapter of his life, George faced multiple health challenges, including coronary artery disease, hypertension, and kidney issues. On May 20, 2025, he passed away peacefully in his sleep from cardiac arrest. Though he is no longer with us, the spirit he brought to television and the joy he shared will remain. To his devoted family, close friends, and millions of fans, George Wendt will always be remembered, not just as Norm from the bar where everybody knows your name, but as a man whose kindness and laughter left an indelible mark on our hearts. James Foley, a gifted and courageous storyteller, left a powerful imprint on American film and television. Born on December 28, 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, James began his creative journey with a love for cinema that eventually led him from NYU to USC Film School, and into a career that would span 4 decades and embrace both triumphs and trials. He made his feature debut in 1984 with Reckless, but it was At Close Range, 1986, starring Sean Penn and Christopher Walken, that revealed Foley's gift for capturing raw, emotional tension. His most celebrated work, Glengarry Glen Ross, 1992, brought together an all-star cast in a fierce, unforgettable drama that earned Al Pacino an Oscar nomination and became a touchstone of modern American film. Beyond the big screen, Foley shaped television by directing 12 episodes of House of Cards, showcasing his talent for character-driven storytelling. He also helmed episodes of Hannibal, Billions, and Twin Peaks, and directed 2 films in the 50 Shades franchise, bringing his cinematic eye to new generations of viewers. Throughout his career, Foley faced both critical praise and personal challenges. His experience with serious illness did not silence his creative voice. Even as he privately battled brain cancer, James remained committed to the work he loved, showing resilience and depth that defined both his life and his art. James Foley passed away peacefully at home on May 6, 2025, at age 71. Though gone, his vision lives on in the films, characters, and performances he shaped with such care. His legacy is one of passion, precision, and humanity, a legacy that will continue to inspire. Valerie Mahaffey, an actress of quiet brilliance and enduring charm, graced television, stage, and film with a presence that was at once captivating and deeply human. Born in Sumatra, Indonesia, on June 16, 1953, Valerie's childhood took her across continents, from Nigeria to Texas, nurturing a resilience and richness of spirit that would later shape her life as a performer. Over a remarkable 5-decade career, Valerie became a familiar face to audiences who appreciated her talent for portraying characters who were quirky, eccentric, and often delightfully complex. She first made her mark on the NBC soap The Doctors, earning a Daytime Emmy nomination in 1980. Just over a decade later, she won a Primetime Emmy Award for her beloved role as Eve on Northern Exposure, a performance that balanced humor, heart, and an unmistakable authenticity. She brought the same nuance to roles on Desperate Housewives Young Sheldon, and Dead to Me, as well as in films such as Seabiscuit, Sully, and the critically acclaimed French Exit, where her portrayal of a charmingly offbeat widow earned her an Independent Spirit Award nomination. Valerie Mahaffey passed away on May 30, 2025, after facing cancer with strength and grace. In her final years, she remained active, vibrant, and ever committed to her craft. To her loved ones, especially her husband Joseph Kell and daughter Alice, she was more than an artist, she was the heart of their world. To her fans, she was a quietly dazzling light on screen. Valerie's legacy is one of talent, courage, and a deep understanding of life's most subtle moments. She will be remembered with great affection and admiration. Clem Burke, the electrifying force behind Blondie's unmistakable rhythm, lived his life with the same passion and energy he brought to every beat. Born Clement Anthony Bozowski on November 24, 1954, in Bayonne, New Jersey, Clem began his musical journey early, learning drums from his father and dreaming big from the start. That dream became reality when he joined Blondie in the mid-1970s, answering a simple ad, but it would launch one of rock's most legendary careers. As Blondie's drummer, Clem delivered the driving pulse behind anthems like Call Me, Heart of Glass, and Dreaming, helping define the sound of a generation. His dynamic style effortlessly bridged punk, pop, disco, and reggae, making each track feel alive and timeless. With his trademark energy and charisma, Clem stood out not only for his talent, but for his heart, the unwavering engine behind the band's rise to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame status in 2006. Outside of Blondie, Clem was a sought-after session musician, playing with the likes of Joan Jett, Bob Dylan, and even donning the moniker Elvis Ramone for 2 shows with the Ramones. Yet through it all, Blondie remained home. His bond with Debbie Harry and the band endured, fueling album after album and tour after tour, even as he quietly battled cancer in recent years. Clem Burke passed away in April 2025 at age 70. Though his drumsticks now rest, the rhythm he gave the world continues to echo through every dance floor, every stage, and every heart that ever moved to a Blondie song. He wasn't just a drummer, he was the beat that never missed. Barry Goldberg, whose soulful keyboard work shaped pivotal moments in American music, left a legacy as rich and moving as the blues that first inspired him. Born on Christmas Day in 1941 in Chicago, Barry grew up with music in his blood and a passion for the blues that would define his life's path. By the time he was a teenager, he was playing alongside legends like Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf, an unlikely journey for a young man drawn to the deep pulse of the genre. In 1965, Barry took the stage with Bob Dylan at the Newport Folk Festival for a performance that would change music history. It was the night Dylan went electric, and Barry was there, seated at the organ as folk gave way to rock. He later recalled the moment as a wonderful dream, and then a wonderful dream again. That moment of cultural shift was just one chapter in a remarkable career. Over the decades, Barry played with or wrote for a who's who of iconic artists: Leonard Cohen, Gladys Knight, Rod Stewart, the Ramones, and Stephen Stills. He was a founding member of Electric Flag, co-wrote timeless songs like I've Got to Use My Imagination, and recorded the only album ever produced by Dylan for another artist. Barry passed away on January 22, 2025, at age 83, following a courageous battle with non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Surrounded by family, he left this world as he had lived in it, quietly powerful, soulful, and deeply committed to his art. To those who knew him, Barry Goldberg was more than a musician. He was a bridge between generations, between genres, and between the heart and the keys. His music will echo on, full of feeling, honesty, and life. John Brenkus, a trailblazer in sports media and a trusted voice in science-driven storytelling, brought innovation and insight to millions through his groundbreaking work. As the creator and host of the Emmy-winning show Sports Science, John made physics and biomechanics not only understandable, but thrilling, explaining the brilliance behind athletes' performances in ways that captivated viewers across generations. Born with a curious mind and a creative spark, John helped change how fans saw sports. From measuring the torque in a quarterback's throw to analyzing the speed of a soccer kick, his work fused data and drama, turning science into something magical. Over the course of nearly 1,800 segments, he showed that understanding performance could be just as exciting as watching it unfold. John was also a successful entrepreneur, founding Base Productions and Brinks.TV, continuing his mission to inform and entertain. Beyond the screen, he inspired many with his honesty about life's challenges, especially in speaking openly about mental health. His willingness to share his own struggles brought comfort and courage to others walking similar paths. John passed away on May 31, 2025, at the age of 54. Though his passing has left a void, his work, energy, and impact live on. In every athlete he featured, every mind he sparked, and every person who learned something new through his unique vision. He will be remembered not only for his brilliance, but for his kindness, generosity, and deep belief in the power of understanding. John Brenkus helped people see the world a little more clearly, and he will be deeply missed. Kevan Staples, the fearless and imaginative co-founder of the pioneering alt-rock band Rough Trade, left a profound mark on Canada's musical and cultural landscape. Born in Toronto and shaped by its vibrant underground scene, Kevan co-created Rough Trade in the 1970s with longtime collaborator Carol Pope. Together, they crafted a sound that was bold, theatrical, and unapologetically ahead of its time. Kevan passed away on Sunday, March 23, 2025, at the age of 74. While the cause of death was not disclosed, the loss was deeply felt across the music community. Carol Pope remembered him as a bright light that will burn forever. With hits like High School Confidential, Birds of a Feather, and All Touch, Kevan's songwriting helped push boundaries, blending raw energy with themes of identity, politics, and sexuality at a time when few dared. Rough Trade's fearless stage presence and outspoken lyrics resonated with marginalized voices and earned them a devoted following. Their iconic performance on the 1983 Sirius Moonlight Tour with David Bowie introduced their music to stadium-sized audiences. Though Rough Trade disbanded in 1986, Kevan's artistry endured. He turned to film and television, composing scores with the same insight and edge that shaped his music career. In 2023, he and Carol were honored with induction into Canada's Walk of Fame, a tribute to their lasting impact on the nation's artistic soul. Kevan Staples will be remembered as a courageous creator, a beloved collaborator, and a voice for authenticity. His music challenged norms, celebrated difference, and inspired generations to express themselves without fear. His light will, indeed, continue to shine. Jan Shepard, born Josephine Angela Sorbello on March 19, 1928 in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, was a shining presence in the golden age of American television and film. A valedictorian and drum majorette in high school, Jan moved to Los Angeles with dreams of acting, supporting herself as a department store secretary while studying at the Pasadena Playhouse. Her perseverance paid off, leading to a long and distinguished career that spanned over 2 decades. She rose to fame with memorable roles in 2 Elvis Presley films, King Creole, 1958, where she played Mimi, Elvis's on-screen sister, and Paradise Hawaiian Style, 1966. Her warmth and talent captured the admiration of audiences and colleagues alike. Elvis himself once affectionately joked, "She's my sister. I wouldn't miss her birthday party," a sentiment that spoke to their real-life bond beyond the screen. Jan was also a familiar face to television audiences of the 1950s and 60s, appearing in more than 30 classic westerns such as Gunsmoke, The Virginian, and Rawhide. She brought strength and grace to each role, often in a genre where women were given few lines but much to convey. Her determination to portray women with dignity and resilience stood out in a time of strict typecasting. Jan Shepard passed away on January 17, 2025, at the age of 96, from pneumonia brought on by respiratory failure. She was surrounded by love, including that of her son, Hollywood prop master Brandon Boyle. Her legacy is not just in the films and shows we can still enjoy today, but in the courage she showed in her craft and the joy she brought to those who watched her. Jan Shepard remains a beloved figure of classic American entertainment, elegant, enduring, and unforgettable. Jack Lilly, a cherished figure in the Western television world, spent his life creating moments of warmth, grit, and authenticity on screen. Best known for his work on Little House on the Prairie, Lilly became a familiar face and a beloved mentor behind the scenes. He passed away peacefully at the age of 91 at the Motion Picture and Television Fund retirement home, leaving behind a legacy defined not by spotlight, but by quiet, enduring presence. Throughout his long career, Lilly brought to life numerous supporting roles, often as a stagecoach driver or cowboy, lending a sense of realism to the westerns he was part of. It was his work on Little House on the Prairie, however, that earned him a permanent place in the hearts of viewers. There, he wasn't just an actor, he was a guide and teacher, patiently showing a young Melissa Gilbert how to ride a horse, becoming a source of comfort and confidence to her both on and off set. Jack faced the challenges of sustaining a career as a character actor in Hollywood, a path with fewer headlines but no less dedication. His persistence and humility allowed him to thrive in a field often focused on the flashy and fleeting. He remained a part of the community he loved, returning for projects like Then Came Jones, where he was once again reunited with Gilbert, evoking memories of their early days together. His final years were spent among friends at the MPTF retirement home, a fitting place for someone who gave so much to the world of film and television. For those who knew him, Jack wasn't just a part of the shows they watched. He was a part of the fabric of their memories. His legacy lives on in every scene he graced, and in the lives of those he quietly and profoundly touched. Kadia, Katie Lewis, was a vibrant force, a woman of ambition, grace, and resilience whose journey touched many hearts. She passed away on May 30th, 2025, at just 44 years old, leaving behind a legacy defined by strength, determination, and unwavering love for her family and community. Born in Oklahoma City, Kadia pursued excellence early in life, graduating from Florida A&M University and continuing her studies at Georgia State University. Her professional path was one of remarkable achievement. As a successful entrepreneur, she built a career in real estate, financial consulting, and business mentorship. She wore many hats: accountant, speaker, consultant, and wore each with pride, integrity, and passion. National audiences came to know her through Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, where she appeared in seasons 3 and 4. At first introduced as a real estate agent and assistant, she soon became a central figure, sharing her relationship journey with honesty and strength. What stood out most was not the drama, but Kadia's poise, professionalism, and self-assured presence. She was admired for her eloquence and her ability to command attention with both confidence and kindness. Behind the scenes, Kadia was a guiding light to her family and friends. Her brother's moving tribute spoke volumes about the love she gave, the wisdom she shared, and the unwavering support she offered. She was a woman who built her life on faith, hard work, and the belief that success was best measured by the lives you uplift along the way. Though the circumstances surrounding her passing remain private, the imprint Kadia left is lasting. Her legacy is one of empowerment, elegance, and quiet strength, a life well lived, a spirit that continues to inspire. Latest news. Lily Tomlin, a comedy legend's journey of defiance, depth, and quiet resilience. What fuels her spark at 84? Lily Tomlin has made the world laugh for more than half a century. But beneath her witty characters and iconic punchlines lies a story of unwavering resilience, creative rebellion, and graceful aging in an industry known for discarding women past their prime. As she continues to work well into her 80s, with clarity, humor, and purpose, many are asking, what keeps Lily Tomlin going strong? And what lessons does her life offer to the rest of us navigating our own reinventions? Her journey is not one of overnight fame or carefully crafted image. It is a lifetime of choosing truth over trend and art over acceptance. Let us look back on the remarkable road she has traveled and the courage it took to keep walking it on her own terms. Born on September 1, 1939, in Detroit, Michigan, Lily Tomlin grew up in a working-class neighborhood surrounded by vibrant storytelling. Her Southern roots and urban upbringing would later inspire the quirky characters that became her comedic signature. But long before she appeared on camera, Lily was a student of life, observant, philosophical, and endlessly curious. Originally studying biology at Wayne State University, she switched paths after taking a theater class that sparked something deep inside her. She moved to New York City in the 1960s, performing stand-up in clubs while shaping a voice that was uniquely her own, wry, intelligent, and socially aware. In a comedy scene dominated by men, Lily carved out space through the sheer force of originality. Have you ever felt like you were entering a room that was not built for you? What part of yourself did you have to fight to protect? Her breakthrough came in 1969 on the hit sketch show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. There, Lily introduced the world to characters like Ernestine, the snarky switchboard operator, and Edith Ann, a precocious 5-year-old with wisdom well beyond her years. These were not just gags. They were portraits of working-class women, young girls, and misfits navigating a world that often overlooked them. Lily's humor did not punch down, it lifted up the invisible. Throughout the 1970s, her career expanded beyond television. Her film debut in Robert Altman's Nashville, 1975, earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. She was no longer just a comedian, she was a serious actress with range, depth, and authenticity. But perhaps her most defining artistic achievement came on stage with The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe, a one-woman show written by her partner, Jane Wagner. The play, which debuted in 1985, allowed Lily to portray dozens of characters, each rich with emotional nuance, social commentary, and pathos. The show earned her a Tony Award and cemented her status as a performer of rare and fearless talent. What is it about one person playing many that captivates us so deeply? Is it not a reminder that we all carry multitudes? Despite her critical success, Lily's path was never conventional. In an era where female performers were often reduced to romantic interests or punchlines, she chose roles that pushed boundaries. From the feminist office satire 9 to 5, 1980, alongside Jane Fonda and Dolly Parton, to voicing Ms. Frizzle in The Magic School Bus, she continuously subverted expectations. Yet one of the most enduring elements of Lily Tomlin's story is not a performance, but a partnership. Lily met writer and director Jane Wagner in the early 1970s. Though they did not publicly define their relationship for decades, partly due to the times, partly due to personal privacy, they built a life and creative empire together. For over 50 years, they have collaborated, created, and quietly supported one another. They married in 2013, once marriage equality became law in California. Their love story is not just romantic, it is revolutionary. It is a testament to living authentically, without needing to explain or justify. What does it mean to be seen fully by someone, and to build your art, your life, and your legacy in that shared vision? As the years passed, Lily showed no signs of slowing down. In 2015, she reunited with Jane Fonda to co-star in Grace and Frankie, a groundbreaking Netflix series that explored friendship, reinvention, and aging. The show ran for 7 seasons and became one of the most watched original comedies on the platform. In Grace and Frankie, Lily portrayed Frankie Bergstein, a free-spirited artist whose vulnerability and eccentricity made her both hilarious and deeply relatable. The role allowed her to bring her full self to the screen, her intelligence, her heart, and her refusal to let age define relevance. But beyond the screen, fans often ask, what about Lily's health? How does she maintain her energy, her clarity, and her creative output at 84? While Lily has never spoken at length about medical challenges, her public appearances remain sharp and strong. She credits her longevity to a balanced life, one that includes curiosity, collaboration, and a daily connection to purpose. Unlike many stars who chase youth through illusion, Lily embraces aging as a natural evolution. Her humor about the process, light, biting, and fearless, has helped audiences feel seen, not shamed. She often says that staying engaged, both intellectually and emotionally, is what keeps her vibrant. Whether it is working with Jane Wagner, supporting her fellow artists, or showing up at protests alongside Jane Fonda for environmental justice, Lily remains connected to what matters. How do you define wellness? Is it simply the absence of illness or the presence of meaning? Despite being in the public eye for more than 6 decades, Lily has avoided controversy. Her career has been one of substance, not spectacle. In a world obsessed with virality, she has remained rooted in artistry. She has said no more often than yes, choosing work that aligns with her values. And what are those values? Humor with heart, visibility without exploitation, storytelling with soul. These have been her guiding stars, quiet but constant. Lily Tomlin's impact on Hollywood is undeniable, but perhaps more significantly, her impact on audiences is intimate. She has made us laugh, yes, but more than that, she has made us think about gender, about class, about age, about difference, and about the strange, beautiful comedy of simply being human. As we celebrate Lily's legacy, we are reminded that success does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers with wisdom. Sometimes it sings through character. Sometimes it shines in the eyes of a woman who knows who she is and has nothing to prove. What part of Lily's story resonates most with you? Her characters? Her courage? Her quiet revolution? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if her journey has touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let us continue to honor artists like Lily Tomlin, those who inspire not by being loud, but by being real. Because sometimes the most powerful performances are the ones lived, not just acted.